Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to November. It is November 1st. Hi, Neil McGuffog, founder of, well, at the core and developer of Discover and Recover Yoga. I've got my Elton John shirt on today. There's a story there, which I'll have to tell you guys about at some point, my Elton John story. So welcome to November, my most favorite month. The reason being it's the 13th of the month of November is my belly button, my chronological birthday. I'll be 63 years of age. On the 20th of November, it'll be 31 years, alcohol free. And the 24th, Thanksgiving, my most favorite holiday on the planet. I take Thanksgiving over Arbor Day. So welcome to Discover and Recover Yoga, where we look to discover, uncover that which no longer serves us emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. Well, I'm working on that one. Working on that one, truly. The abundance level, the idea of seeking abundance on this path. It's the little brief story is, I left the corporate world at age 54. That's coming up on 10 years. And scared me to death. I had that big salary and all the benefits, the 401k and so on and so forth, but I just was following my gut, and I knew that I wouldn't do well in that setting with all the pressure, all the stress, all the anxiety that I was to experience, and knew it was just going to get worse. And so I launched to develop at the core. Like I said, it was leap of faith, but trusting in. I've heard this phrase regularly now, trusting in the process, and in doing so. Yes, certainly was a hit to the bank account, but I got creative with financing and was able to maintain a lifestyle that is still very pleasing. And excuse me. Oh, I love to sneeze. Such a good release. The the idea of creating abundance. So it's been almost 10 years. I think I was 9 years old back in July. So it's time to take it to the next level. I just was, saying this so I could be accountable with you guys. Tired of living small and looking. This is what partner Paula and I will be putting together as an offering for the early 2024. Something that looks at what we can do individually and collectively to find more joy, to be more connected to self, to others, be more aware. We're looking at body, mind, spirit, and you will learn more about that as the days and weeks unfold here. For today's practice, I hope you have a strap, something that's not stretchy. This is a yoga strap. You can use a necktie, little belts. The longer, the better as we get into some of these postures. But for now, welcome again. I'm going to make sure I've got the phone turned off. Ring it off. Yeah, got it on Do Not Disturb. Do not disturb. Okay. So welcome. Yes. Keeping your strap nearby. Let's go ahead, find our way to seated. So as many of you know, I've got some props in the midst. I've got a block over here. I've got a yoga blanket over there. My meditation cushion. This is the strap I'm going to suggest you use today. Hopefully you can see me and hear me okay. Let's find our way to seated. So these are my older AirPods. And I'm going to have to look to find the new ones or the newer ones. So hopefully this gets the audio coming through clearly. So as we do regularly in the beginning postures, just simply arrive. Simply allow, show up. I'm a big fan of suiting up and showing up. That hasn't always been the case. Oftentimes I would be delayed. I was not very much on time for portions of my existence. Party. Yes. An old boss said, let's see, early on time. Almost time late and late is unacceptable. I was definitely one of those pretty much late regularly. until this, until I realized, what a, very simple center of me to regularly be 15 to 20 to 30 minutes behind. I'm breathing in deeply in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feeling the rise and fall of the core. Not only the chest, but also the belly. Some people like to put the right hand onto the chest, the left hand just below the belly button, right there at the root near the navel chakra. Inhale to expand chest and belly. Exhale to release. Getting fuller and richer and deeper on the inhale. The exhale is yours to release. Yes. Perhaps it's something that's sticking with you, a thought, an opinion, a sensation, feeling. Know that, the breath can be a way to anchor your way into stillness, to anchor your way into letting go. Storms, seas are rough. That breath can be indeed your anchor. A couple more rounds, getting fuller and richer and deeper. Maybe when you reach the top of the inhalation, if you can sip in one little extra ounce of air at the top of the inhalation. And then as you exhale through the mouth, when you get to the bottom of the exhalation, perhaps maybe you can press out one more little. Releasing the hands wherever they feel comfortable, will come into this nostril breathing, Ujjayi breath. That's a reminder to do that while you're doing any form of cardio, walking briskly up and down stairs, indoor cycling, outdoor cycling, treadmill walking, treadmill running, elliptical. So in this cross-legged, if butterfly pose feels better, if you'd rather have the legs come forward, you have the option. So pausing here to let everything kind of release, relax. Draw the hands, heart center. If there is a purpose, an idea, a thought, a notion. I'm going to read something towards the end of this class, but I'll just do a little primer. It is a quote from the poet, the author Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde. The definition of a cynic is a person who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. So Oscar Wilde's definition of a cynic, person who knows the price of everything but the value of nothing. I thought that was interesting. Inhale, let's shoot the arms wide and high. As we exhale, take the left hand to the floor, right arm up and over. Wardrobe check. Maybe the left fingertips walk a little further over. You're going to move the spine laterally. And how about the head? yes or no. Right energy into that right side body. We'll hold here. Getting into that for 3. And here's 2. All right, eventually I'm going to take this right arm and bend it. So right elbow behind the head, right elbow, right hand behind the head. Inhale, the right elbow lifts. Exhale, right elbow to left thigh. Inhale is the opening. Exhale is the condensing. So we're moving through this motion for 4. Steady into that for 3. Here we go for 2. Last one. Oh, all right, please. Here we go, D&R folks. Let's return to neutral. Placing the hands wherever the heck you want to. Yeah. Eyes open or closed. First day of November. Hopefully Halloween unfolded well for you last evening. About 12, 15, maybe 12 to 15 trick-or-treaters come by. Give away a lot of candy, but we still have a bit left over. Inhale, we'll shoot the arm wide. Now I'm going to just verbally cue you through this. Right hand down, left arm up and over. So same thing other side. So the right hand is to the floor. Left arm is bisecting that left ear, and I'm going to encourage you to move the higher energy centers of the head and the neck. Yeah, so just gentle movement that's going to work on that cervical spine. Pressing into that left hip. It may want to pop a little bit, so we'll hold for 3. Maybe the right fingertips walk a little further out, almost there for 2. Now, please, Go ahead, bend that left elbow, left hand behind the head. So we're in this side bend. Inhale, opens that left elbow towards the back of the neck. Exhale, we're going to go ahead, elbow to full thigh. Inhale is the opening. The exhale is the condensing. So that's the motion. As we'll go through this for 4. Twisting open, exhale, find the bringing elbow towards thigh for 3. Guys, nice. Breathing into that for 2. And eventually, yes, you return it to neutral. Almost. All is well. Nice. Suggestion is to wrap the fingertips around the shins, especially if you're sitting cross-legged. Inhaling for seated cow. Exhale for seated cat. Inhale to roll the pelvic bowl forward. I'm going to lift this rib cage. Exhale, chin taps it like that. So that's the movement. That's the undulation and articulation as we go for 4. Here's 3, 2, last one. Moving the hands out towards the knees. I've got my fingertips wrapped around my knees. I'm purposely trying to press the knees down while pulling them up and draw the navel to the spine and get them rounding through the upper back, mid back, and low back. So I'm purposely pressing the knees down while trying to pull them up. Feel a nice stretch across the shoulder blades as well as we hold for 3. Breath is steady in through the nose, out the nose for 2. Oh, yeah. Number 1, release. Good job, guys. All right. Onto the back we go. Supine. Onto the back. I've got this yoga blanket behind me. Oh, excuse me, out my leg. Oh, it's a nice headrest. Strap is nearby. Let's find morning stretch here, whatever time of day it is for you. So here in the Midwest, a little after 5 o'clock. Find the wrist rotation. You can find the ankles to windshield wiper, the toes to wiggle, fingers to move. Oh. And I'm going to lengthening just a bit more. But as we exhale, let's draw both knees into the chest. Oh. Here's that bind. And notice I'm bringing back a head off of the mat. Just so I can get a little deeper cup. This is where target pulse presses on my shins and gives me a little extra range of motion. So I'm trying to do that myself. Do that better with the strength. About the same thing. We'll experiment there. Side to side rock. The hands come down to the sides on hip circling. So I'm going to do the best job I can to keep the inside of my thighs connected, maybe the inside of my feet as well. In steps, I should say. The further you draw the soles of the balls of the feet towards the front edge of the mat, the more ab work you'll get. So that's the circle motion. If you had light beams on the knees, it would be a kind of a light circle, a circle of light behind it, some large and small, maybe medium. Now reverse it, take it the other way. Relax the throat, relax the jaw. I move on the mat a little bit. Here we go for 4. There's 3, 2. This last one. Soles of feet to the floor. Okay, left leg is going to go long. Got my strap. I'm going to wrap it around the ball of my right foot. Extending that right leg to the ceiling. I like to wrap the strap around my fingers. I'm committing to the left leg by flexing that left foot. So I've got some of that left calf glued to the mat. Using some elbow grease to kind of let this right leg extend, feel that in the hamstring. Oh, good job, guys. Eventually, both ends of the strap, I'm taking both ends into my right hand. Right leg goes out to the wing, out to the side, this left arm, like a wing. Got this chair moved to this different position, so see how that goes. So then we're going to gaze over that right shoulder. No, I'm not. I'm going to gaze over the left shoulder. We're drawing energy through that right heel as we hold for 3. I'm going to recommit to that left foot. Got a little left, my left butt cheek is so tight with the hips. You know what's going on. My hips are both artificial for two. I want to bring that right leg back to center. Switch hands. I'm going to draw that right leg across to the left side. And for me, with what's going on in my lumbar or my low back, this is as far as I'm going to go. This is as far as I can go. Once I get that, there's something going on with this muscle, my low back. Go to the chiropractor to see what could be done. But this is also IT band. We'll hold for 3. Let's breathing into that for 2. Now gently come back to center. I think it's all maybe tied into this 3-year-old right hip. All right, from this position, I've wrapped the strap around my fingers again. I'm going to lift the shoulder blades and the back of it off them. So this is going to engage the core. Recommit to that left foot. Maybe forehead to knee, chin to shin. Instead of the elbows flat out wide, I'm going to draw the elbows in close as we hold here for 4. Breathing steady into that for 3. That's almost there for 2. Now shoulder blades to the back of the head to the mat. Yes, bending that right knee. Let's release the right foot long. Maybe shake that out a bit. Left foot has the strap. Okay, same thing other side. So how about right foot flexing, right calf gluing? Ooh, I can feel that. Notice, yeah. And be kind to yourself, wherever that left leg is. You know, this is huge hamstring muscle. That is such a bad boy. Such a big one. I hope I got room as I between the table and the chair, as this left leg comes out to the left. Goes right between, yeah. Right arm out like a wing. Hello, breath. Breathing into the nose. Maybe this is a great opportunity up through the mouth. Get a little more diaphragmatic as we hold here for 3. Breathing steady into that for 2. Nice. Here we go. Then just grab in the right hand. One leg is right. Gaze over the left shoulder. Nice. Beautiful. We'll hold for 4. Hope your breath is flowing. Here we go, like 3. It's almost there for 2. All right, I want to come back to center, please. Okay, return both ends of the strap into either hand. The round 3 shifted, let's peel it up. So forehead, chin to shin. Nice. How about committing to that right foot as we hold here for 4? Just breathing steady into that for 3. It's almost there for 2. Now let's release shoulder blade to the back of it to the mat. Rebend that left knee. Let's bring the right knee in to meet it because they're friends. Strap goes off to the side, but still nearby, and we rebind. Yeah. Okay, D&R. It's however you want to rock and roll your way up to table. Classic tabletop. Inhale, the ribcage goes low, the gaze goes high. Exhale, the chin tucks in the background. So we did it seated. So here's the suggestion. What does it feel like? What's the sensation on all fours? Probably different, probably the same. Maybe a little different nuance. So yes, just that Oscar Wilde quote. The cynic defined as the person who knows the price of everything, but the value of nothing. Kind of powerful if you think about it. Here we go for 4. Breathing into that for 3. There's 2. All right, last one, you're back to neutral. Right leg extends to the back of the mat. I'm going to draw the right foot over towards the left side. I'm landing the ball of my right foot on what is laminate floor, but it's sticky enough for me to press through that right Achilles, right calf, and gaze down the left sideline. So I'm going to draw that right hip open just a bit, and I can feel it because that's what's going on in my lower portion of my back. I can feel that, but I've got the ball of that right foot really connected to the surface. So we hold for 3. Let's breathing into that for 2. Beautiful. Now go ahead, bring that right leg back. I'd like you to hamstring curl. Just draw right heel to a right glute and extend that out. Wrists and shoulders aligned. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale, we're gonna pretend like we've got on like a hamstring curl machine. So really fire up that hamstring. Hold for the whole. So let's go for 4. Here's 3, 2. This last one, table. Okay. So I'm going to guide you. I'm going to go ahead and verbally cue you for this next one. So wrists stay underneath the shoulders. Left leg comes back. So it's like a half of a bird dog. Draw the ball of that left foot to the right side. So hopefully it lands on something and sticky enough so you can draw the gaze down the right side body as you arch through left side. So hello, obliques a little bit on the right. You might feel, creating almost like a letter C with the side body on the left side, and you're steadily gazing. Maybe you see the right foot, or the left foot, I should say. Through both for 3. Nice. Breathing into that for 2. Okay, let's go ahead. Bring the head back to neutral. This left leg stays long. Yep. Right knees are aligned right underneath the right hip. Now, with that left side parallel to the floor, hamstring curl. Bend the knee. Left heel towards left glute. That's the inhale. Exhale will extend it back out. So here we go. Again, that's the model. Like you got that. Okay. Make sure my right knee is right underneath my right hip. So squeezing. Yeah. Draw that heel towards the glute for 4. All is well for 3. You see some ninjas do this with maybe ankle weights for 2. And of course, there's equipment at health clubs that will do this. And then on 1, back to hands and knees, big toes to touch. Hello, child's pose. If the spirit moves you, if the energy level is there, or breath, this is just a continued gentle reminder to return to more diaphragmatic breathing for a couple of rounds in child's pose. Some students like to turn the palms up. I suggest turning the palms up towards the ceiling. Back of the hands nestle to the mat. Press the back of the hands into the mat. I feel the shoulder heads. Hold for 3. Not the breath. Hold the posture for 2. Now, eventually, as the palms come back, if they were flipped up, then come on up to table. Tuck the toes under, lift hips downward facing dog. So check in with this downward dog. Feel your way through it. Pedal your way through it. Wagging the tail, moving the head like it's on a swivel. Chest towards side, gaze towards the belly button. Oh yeah. Nice. All right. For power pose, I have to kind of shimmy the balls of the feet back a little bit because I know the next thing I'm going to suggest is inhale to plank. So that might be the shimming of those hips, those heels, the balls of feet back. Exhale, downward dog. Keep going. Inhale to stack the shoulders above the wrists. Exhale, downward dog. 2 more. Inhale will come forward. Exhale, downward dog. Sorry. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, downward dog. Let that little momentum start to walk the hands backwards. We're going to stroll to the back of the mat, standing forward. If you like to lift the toes, if you like to lift the heels, explore the space. You can bind, you can sway, you can stay still, strong, tricky, still sway. But eventually, palms to shins. Let's draw the crown of the head towards the front edge of the mat. Exhale, fold it back in. One more time. Palms to shins, half lift. Exhale, please let go. Arms out like wings, reverse swan dive is going to take us to standing. Palms meet. When they stay meeting, I'll face the camera. So this is where we press. Finger pads, heels of the hands together, palms press. And we got edge to the shoulder head. So you can press that as hard or soft as like as we go for 3. Breathing into that for 2. That one, soften that. Draw the hands to the heart space. Oh, yeah. Returning your attention to your purpose. Intention. Yeah. Beautiful. Hands come down on the side. So thank you guys for letting the recording happen. So I'll make the back of the mat. Here we go. Left foot is forward, on a railroad track. Right foot is back. So now I'm attempting to draw my right hip forward and my left hip back. So this is a position setting out for warrior one. My left knee, my left ankle nicely stacked. Find energy to outer edge of this right foot. Draw the arms by ears. Warrior one. Some will be able to draw that right leg back a little further. Feet are on a railroad track, not a balance beam. And you draw forward, right hand back, and you open up the chest. The whole foot frame. People breathing into that for two. That one hands to the back up hips. Let's draw this right foot up. These left foot here, probably somewhere mid mat. So, all right, everything kind of resets. Gentle reminder to mitigate the forward head tilt. Try to minimize or eliminate the forward head tilt. Okay, left foot back. So, right knee, right ankle stacked. Have that left foot out of bending. I'm trying to draw left hip forward, right hip back. You know what's going on with my hands. So I'm gonna see do the best job I can. Just find some. Let's turn it out of this left. Underneath this left foot, arms lift. Nice. Beautiful. Opportunity. Yes. Notice I can feel this now. Coming into my left shin as we hold for three. Nice. Breath flow almost there for two. Now one hands onto the hips. Left foot comes up. Meet the right foot, mountain pose. Or if you have hands on the hips. Okay, you to go into the meeting like this. Now widen the stance a bit and just move the hips from side to side. So we're not doing circles, we're just hips from side to side. Nice. Okay. Pausing in center, right? I'll demo this. A little bit of a challenge for me. I bring in the feet back to about hip distance. You like to keep that line or shoulder distance, that's an option. From mountain pose, we're going to begin with this right leg first. So I'm going to go ahead, both hands are going to walk down, finding that standing forward fold. This is where I have peace fingers, my right peace fingers wrapped around my right big toe. Some will grab the ankle, some will grab the foot, the right foot to the outer blade of that right foot. But I like the peace fingers as I press into the left foot and I lift this right leg. Lifting this right leg into. This is hard. This is balance. So I'm going to see what happens on that standing left leg. See if I can come up to this position here. Now, some will have the opportunity to start to extend this right leg out. So we've warmed up those hamstrings. So that's a little more challenging. So a lot more challenging, actually. So if it feels better to keep this in, working on that right hip flexor, that's an option. Perhaps you can take this left arm to the ceiling, and I'm going to fall out. And if you time, just inhale, we'll hold for three. Nice, breathing steady into that for two. Nice. Now one, I'm going to go ahead and start the descent. I'm going to start again to this left foot and lower down. All right, I'm hanging out. I'm standing forward fold. So guess what? It's the other side. Left fingertips for me, wrapping around my left big toe, grabbing the left ankle, maybe the outer blade of the foot, and pressing into that right foot. I'm lifting up. That's a big one. Nice. Maintain this. Option is to start to extend this left leg. It's a lot harder to get that. Otherwise, you're in here thinking about that left elbow. It's kind of tucked inside that left hip as we hold for three. Just breathing into that for two. Now I'm going to descend. I missed it. I was trying to take the left foot down. Yes, try standing forward fold. Beautiful, guys. Peace fingers around the palms, the shins half lift. Exhale, fold it in. Nice. Let's take our time as we roll up the spine. Oh, yeah. Mountain pose. Pause. Relax. Unwind. From my mountain pose, as if I had a central axis point running from the crown of my head through my torso, into the ground, and I'm spinning around that axis point. So, yeah. So it's Under blade, in blade of the feet, heels, balls of feet, toes. And still working on the toe spreaders. Right over there. I encourage you guys to look at that, get those online. Here we go, spinning in this direction for 3. Whatever direction you got, we'll switch it for 2. That's that one now switch. Nice. Okay, minimizing that forward head tilt. Here's 3. See what happens when I take it back for 2. That's that one back to mountain. So reassess. Lovely mountain pose. All right, from the top of the mat. This right foot comes down. All I'm doing is pressing into all 5 toenails. So I'm going to see what I can do to get a nice stretch to the top of that right foot. Right ankle may get engaged as well. Hello, stretching the top of that right foot. Hello, ankle bones. We'll hold for 3. If we need that for 2, I'm going to bring this right foot back. Left toes. Okay, left foot. All 5 toes on that left foot. Oh, I can feel that one. Yeah. Nice. Cores engaged. Crown head lifts. We'll hold for 4. Nice breathing steady to that for 3. Here's 2. Right, gently. Left foot comes out. Maybe shake that out a bit. Now let's go the opposite. From the top of the mat, let's come up onto the tip toes. So there's the balance. Arms come up by ears, and then it is a shallow knee bend. So maybe not so deep in the knee bend. So just the knee bends the knees, but we're on the balls and feet, balancing there. We'll hold for 3. The balance is the key. Look at this. Almost up for cheek. Now re-straighten it to the floor. Heels to the floor. Okay. We've got 2 more of those. So from the top of the mat, we releve, heels lift. Balancing on the balls of the feet, arms come to parallel, and a little medium knee bend. Nice. Hold for 3. Nice. Maybe the heels lifted a little higher, almost there for 2. All right, re-straighten. Hello, quads. Hopefully the knees are going to be okay in this process. Okay. Last one with an add-on. Make sure you've got room behind you. So again, starting from the top of the mat, we releve, lifting the heels, balancing on the balls of feet, arms to parallel, deep knee bend, just as deep as you can go. And we're going to hold this. But the add-on is coming in 3. Oh man, look at that. Almost there for 2. Now on 1, we're going to sink lower like I'm an elevator. Oh, my knees should pop. There's a little one. This is the block for support, maybe no support. And certainly let the hands come down to the mat, or if you feel like you're balancing well enough on the balls of feet, here we go, heart center. Nice. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now I'm going to gently bring the hands down and flip the legs to this position with the hands at the low back. So I've got knees hovering over the forehead. I've got constriction to my loin, like my throat box. We'll be able to start to straighten the legs. Feet needs to be floated. I think they might find the floor. So head doesn't look left or right. The head stays neutral. Protection. Hard to talk this way, but it's plow pose. So we'll draw the legs out wide. Chair. But eventually we'll let those knees travel to just above the forehead. Keeping the hands there for support, or lower the hands down as we roll down the spine. Legs can be bent or straight unless you find supine position. You need to adjust yourself on the mat because now the right hand goes underneath the right butt cheek. The left hand goes underneath the left butt cheek. This is formed. You got the thumb and the index finger forming position, forming that diamond shape. Right at the tailbone, right in the butt cheeks. It's now between the wrist and the elbow. I press up. So first keep the forearms for fish pose. Falling back. Heart opens. Some will lift the legs, get a little added core work. I'm going to keep the heels down as we go for 4. Breathing steady into that for 3. Soften the throat, soften the jaw. Almost there for two. Nice. Now, I want draw the chin towards the chest. Let the spine come back to the mat. Take the hands out from underneath. It may feel good to do the head a bit from side to side. So once again, let's find morning stretched arms. Draw the arms overhead. Fingers wiggle, toes rotate. No, they don't. The toes wiggle. Wrists rotate. Ankles would show wiper. Inhaling a bit more and exhale, let's bind. Oh, yeah. So we had this earlier. See what happens. Okay. No strap is knees. Arms come out like wings. Knees to the right. Knees is left. Knees float right. Knees is left. So we'll take that right hand to the outside of the left thigh, and for a little extra range of motion, I get to hold on to this leg of this chair because my left shoulder wants to pop a bit. So just be mindful as we hold for three. Breathing into that for two. Now I'm going to come back to center, translate the way the knees follow. Rebind, because I'm a big fan of the prefix, as you guys know, RE. All right, arms out like wings, knees left, gaze is right. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through this. Steady over that right shoulder. Left hand might find the outside of that right thigh. If there's a little extra range of motion, a little extra engagement. Again, this is where I'm feeling some of that stiffness in my lower back. So I tell students, can we let it go? What is it like? Any of that leftover tension as we hold for three. Breathing into that for two. Nice. Now I want to come back to center. Yes, there's one more bind. Well, second to the last bind here. Oh, yeah. Both legs go stick straight to the ceiling. So do the arms. So we look like a U shape. And all I'd like you to do is bring some movement. It's slow at first. Legs and arms, feet and hands. And then we start to get a little more vigorous. And a little more vigorous. And then just as vigorous as you can go, arms and hands, legs and feet for four. Shake it all out for three. Keep going almost there for two. Nice out one. Slow down. Soften here, bend the knees. Hands come down on the sides. They may feel more comfortable with the knees bent. Some will have butterfly pose. Right ankle, right corner. Left ankle, left corner. So let's guide ourselves into Savasana position. This blanket now becomes a headrest. If there are other tools and props within your vicinity, bolster underneath the knees, a blanket wrapped around the body. Getting into the cool weather here in central Indiana. This fall continues to unfold. So as you nestle in here, finding your sweet spot physically, emotionally, mentally on the mat in Savasana. I'm going to come up and just read from my morning meditation books. One of them, I've got two that I go to in the morning. And it goes like this. This is not November 1st, but it's actually October 1st. And so I mentioned the quote from from Oscar Wilde earlier. What is a cynic? A man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. I'll speak through this slowly. As I used to pride myself on my cynicism. By relying on this way of relating to other people, the world and the world in general, I was able to feel clever, unique, and sneeringly superior. Although I realized that cynicism is a valued form of expression in certain circles and can be the basis for humor. In my own life, the consequences were neither valuable nor humorous. Cynicism, as I practiced it, was a harmful character defect born out of low self-esteem and fear. I know now that my cynicism was a major defense mechanism, a way to keep people from getting too close. My know-it-all judgments of everything and everybody served as an armor that protected me from emotional involvement. They also deprive me of one of the values of human, one deprive me of the values of human experience. Since I so often tried to pass myself off as an expert, my mind was usually locked tight. It was almost impossible for me to learn or try anything new. This was especially true for ideas and objectives of the spiritual nature. Consequently, cynicism blocked me off from the sunlight of the spirit. So, for this November 1st, 2023 edition of Discover and Recover Yoga, maybe this cynicism that's holding you back on those character defects, the ones I've looked at consistently over the course of the years. So friends, let's start to move some fingers and toes, some wrists and ankles. You're in your supine position, but the wiggling, the moving is simply to bring some motion back to the body. Head can move from side to side. You can curl the tongue. If the legs have been bent, you can straighten them and vice versa. Make a light fist as if you've got maybe a 5 or 10 pound dumbbell, and doing those little bicep curls. But eventually, I mentioned that you have one more bind, which you draw the knees back into the chest. That's the signal. We're about to conclude, and we need now to encourage you to either flip to one side or the other, or maybe just rock and roll your way up to seated. So that's why I'm returning back to the meditation cushion, back to cross-legged, after recognizing the opportunity to recalibrate. Pause. Drawing the hands to the heart center. Deep thanks, D&R Yoga folks. Questions, comments, feedback, always welcome as we pause at the heart space, acknowledging what emanates from the heart space, especially love, and then to feel. Please know the divine light, the teacher, the spirit that dwells within me, indeed with a bunch of gratitude. And hopefully our mindset and heart set towards better understanding the cynic in me bows to the divine light, the teacher, and the spirit within each and every one of you guys. Namaste. Beautiful guys. All right, come on up off the recording. See you guys next week. Drink lots of water. Be well.